We continue with statutes and laws that God gave the children of Israel through Moses. In chapter 21, we spoke about the laws pertaining to slavery and restitution. In chapter 22, we'll continue with restitution and we'll merge into the laws about social justice. So let's begin. Chapter 22, Exodus. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. This is pretty self-explanatory. If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten, then he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. What this means, if somebody breaks into your house and he ends up dying because he broke into your house, if you read between the lines, you know what I'm talking about. There is no blood to be shed for the man or woman that broke into your house. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. There's some mixed. There's different opinions about what this verse is actually saying, but let's read it again. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. In other words, from what I understood, if the thief makes it out of your house and then you go after him the next day and you aim to kill him, then you have committed murder and you must pay the price for the crime committed. For he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the thief is caught, then he must restore everything that he had. And if he doesn't have it, then he must be sold to repay for what he stole. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. It means if you stole an ox or an ass or sheep, this is self-explanatory, you just got to repay double than what you took. If a man shall cause a field or vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, or the beast of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall be make restitution. In other words, if you have beasts and animals and you're grazing into another man's field, then you have to pay restitution for what your beasts ate in the man's field with which you own in your own field. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn or the field be consumed therewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. Self-explanatory. If you started a fire and this fire ends up burning all kinds of cornfields and whatnot, then you have to make restitution for what that fire that you kindled or burned. If a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. This is self-explanatory. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand into his neighbor's goods. In other words, if I lend you something and then whatever I lended you, if I ask you to hold something for me, and then what I ask you to hold it for me suddenly disappears, if the thief actually stole it, then you'll have to pay double for what he stole. From what I understand, that's what it says here. But if the thief is not found, then the man that you entrusted with your goods, you and him will go before the judges to discuss and find out whether the person that you entrusted with your goods actually put his hand in it or stole it. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox or ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. Well, let's read it again. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, or for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challengeth to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. So if two argue over something that one accuses another, well, listen, those oxes are mine, or those sheep are mine, or whatever belongings are mine, or no, they're not mine, they're yours. They're going to have to go before the judge, and what is decided in front of the judge will decide. I mean, then whoever is decided that it belongs to, the guilty will have to pay double, in a nutshell. If it's not clear, leave a comment in the comment section below. We could talk about it further. And please follow along with your Bible. I'll read the King James Version so that we're both on the same page, so to speak. If a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he hath not put his hand unto his neighbor's goods. And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. So if I ask you to hold for me oxen and ass or sheep or goats or whatever, and something happens to them, they disappear or they die, then we both have to, from what I understand, make an oath unto the Lord to make sure that what you entrusted me with, it's not my fault what happened to your animals. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. But if I entrust you with my livestock, and it gets stolen, then you that I entrusted you with my livestock with will have to pay restitution for what happened to my livestock that I asked you to watch for me. Verse 13, if it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it for witness, and he shall not make good that which was torn. Now, if a wild beast ended up killing what you entrusted somebody with your livestock with, then you cannot hold the man that you trusted to watch your livestock guilty for what's missing, especially if it was torn by another beast. And if a man, verse 14, and if a man borrow out of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, the owner thereof being not with it, he shall surely make it good. If you borrow another man's goods, in today's society, modern times, let's say you borrow somebody's tractor, and while you're borrowing somebody's tractor, it breaks, then you got to make it good and fix the man's tractor. Back then it was animals. If you borrow somebody's livestock and something gets hurt or dies, well, then you got to make good. If you borrow the asset to say till your ground. And if a man borrow, verse 15. But if the owner thereof be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be an hired thing, it came for his hire. But if say you hired somebody with his animals to till your ground and the animals die, then it's not your responsibility to pay for the animals' well-being, whether they died or they got hurt, because you hired the man with his livestock to care for the ground, for whatever job the animals was hired to do. Now we move on to the laws about social justice, starting with verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If you meet a woman and she's not spoken for by another man and you end up going into her, then you have to marry the woman according to verse 16. If her father utterly refuses to give her on to him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. And this is self-explanatory. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Witchcraft was not allowed. They will literally be put to death if they practice witchcraft. Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. Bestiality was not allowed. You can't be sleeping with animals like you'd be sleeping with people. He that sacrificeth unto any god, save unto the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Not only are you going to be put to death, they're actually going to destroy him to pieces. Verse 21. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger, nor oppress him, for ye were strangers in the land of the Egyptians. So treat others as you want to be treated. Don't be mean or towards a stranger, because you were strangers in a strange land of Egypt, and you were vexed, and the Lord saved you from that. So be kind to others. Verse 22. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. Self-explanatory. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. That's self-explanatory. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. If you lend the money to one of my people, the children of Israel in this case, you cannot charge interest, is what it's referring to. If thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that son goeth down. If you take somebody's raiment, because back then they don't have much clothes like we have today, as collateral for whatever, a debt or a service, you have to return the clothing back to whoever you took it as collateral before the sun sets. For that is his covering only. It is his raiment for his skin. Where shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass when he crieth unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious. So don't hold somebody's raiment, clothing, for collateral overnight. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor cause the rulers of thy people. I did some search in regards to this passage, and I haven't really found anything, but this is what it's talking about. Let's read it again and see if we can make any sense of this, and tell me what you think in the comment section below. Thou shalt not revile the gods. We're talking pagan gods. Don't speak bad about other pagan gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. If other people want to worship pagan gods, my understanding of this is let them be. Don't curse them. It's none of your business, really. That's my take on that. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits, and of thy liquors, the firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give unto me. Don't delay with the offering to the Lord your first fruits, your first child, your first harvest. Likewise, shalt thou do with thine oxen and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be with his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it to me, especially the firstborn of livestock. You got to give to the Lord. And ye shall be holy unto me, neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn of beasts in the field. Ye shall cast it to the dogs. So if you find an animal that has been torn by the beasts and it's died of natural causes, thou shalt not eat of it, but you got to feed it to the dogs. And that, brothers and sisters, this concludes chapter 22, a continuation of the laws that the Lord God of Israel has given the Jews through Moses. And we covered today the social justice and a continuation of the laws of restitution. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them in the comment section below. And I should hope that this video was of help to you. And that is all, folks. Peace of the Lord be with you, and we'll see you next time.